So it's done. I did an old-fashioned college CRAM session. Hey, it's Care. Welcome to Montauk at the Lake. If you didn't see it, recently I showed a pile of stuff that I've been collecting for 2.5, 3 years for a Christmas 2020 gift. And I finally finished it. Yes, it is July 2023. But sometimes this stuff takes time, you know. I have a lot to cover, so I will try to avoid the bird walks and the BS and just show you what I did. I will start with what's on top here. As you may or may not know, when I do gifts, I do junk journal gift bundles. Usually I have so much stuff that I have enough to do several books. I already gave her a glue book, an altered composition customized glue book, so I have collected a few things for that. If I have time, I'll show you those few things. But it all coordinates with this stuff. Matchy, don't you know? So this material that I have here in the background is what I started with. That's the first thing I got, and I knew I wanted to use it because it's just beautiful purple colors. Her favorite color is blue, so it's periwinkle, forget-me-not, lavender, dark lavender blue. So that's what I started with. This is a traditional junk journal in that it's just random pages and stuff crammed into a book that I gutted. I'll throw in some pictures here. I cut out the text block and then I put in a double layer of thin corrugated cardboard to build up the spine and covered it with material. This material is that pretty sea glass colored material. It's very thin that I hit with the fun sprays. It, as you can see, took the fun sprays beautifully. Pretty colors. So that started out as this, and now it's this, and now it is this cover of the inside. I left her a little note. She has hand-dyed papers that are blueberry stained, avocado dyed, red cabbage dyed, coffee dyed, food coloring dyed, and there's some 1970s German folk music. I won't flip through every page because, like I said, there's a lot to get through here. But I tried to include, she's a teacher, I tried to include as many teacherly book, and she's a voracious reader. Go figure. I tried to include as much of that kind of thing, but I also wanted to leave lots of room for her to fill in. There's her German folk music. I just love that. Book, pencils, she loves office supplies, her favorite color, coffee, tea, whatever. A box full of treasures. The tabs I cut from here, just strips of each color, and just randomly put them down the side. No rhyme or reason, they're not marking any special page. A couple of the tabs have bulb pins or gourd pins with little charms. She loves cats. Teachers give gold stars. Lots of different kinds of paper. Vintage graph paper. This is a piece of paper that I glued bits of tissue on with homemade Mod Podge, and then just used a pencil eraser and made the marks. A few pieces that I had left over from the kits that I had purchased, I put in this little polka dotted thing. This is an envelope that it's sitting in. A bit of stuff. This is that Paris map that I showed in the other video. Some other Paris related items she can cut up or just use as a note card. Journaling space. These I cut out of, I think it was a friendship book, and these were the frames around friendship quotes, and I just liked the colors, so I just cut out the parts that I liked and used those. Not that I didn't like the friendship quotes. Some paper dolls that I've had forever. She's into fashion. Some stationery that I just think is beautiful. Again, either journaling space or she could write letters with it or whatever. Paper dolls. This is two-sided. I paper clipped them because they kept leaning toward the other, and I want her to be able to see both when she opens it. This, by the way, is not sewn in. All three of these signatures are traveler's notebook style, so she can just take them in and out if she wants to write on them or decorate them or change them out for plain paper, whatever. She can do that. She can keep refilling this book cover over and over again if she wants to. And it's just elastic string. I got it Walmart or Joann fabric. There are quite a few tuck spots. This is a belly band that has more Paris stuff. I tore the best parts out of a Paris travel book and just tuck them here and there. Just for fun, just for little pockets of discovery. The other side of that envelope has pretty periwinkle blue. I love these little smiley face clips. I got those at Meijer quite a while back. Aren't they just cute? That's holding in some beautiful vintage papers. Again, either for journal notes, for notes, to write a little letter, whatever, some tags. End of signature one. This is my blueberry stained paper. The middle one is random papers. Daisy yellow, food coloring, live inspired 365, coloring page, some French writing. I think I got this free on Pinterest. This is Kate's Cottage. It's for yay, Katie. And like I said, she's a voracious reader. And I love this quote. It was a "This book belongs to" sticker. And I just cut all the stuff off of it. "A million candles have burned themselves out. Still, I read on." Gotta have black paper. She likes writing stuff. This is also French writing, French postage. A Charlotte Bronte. I used a piece of that fun spray dyed sea glass material. A Mandela. Another belly band. Some bits of the kits that I purchased. Those stamps are just so awesome. 1950s Berlitz French, Learn French little book. In the back of that French paper has the Eiffel Tower. Just a fun little frame. She could put a picture there if she wants to. This is fun. These paint squares. Ballpoint pen writes beautifully on these. So it says no, it's a ballpoint only. So it's just a little note keeper with a pretty white safety pin. And that fits in this pocket. Behind the frame, more French writing, some washi tape tickets, more coloring book, just a swatch, just for a different texture and feel. And I loved how frayed all the edges were. Of all the scraps from the altered book, I made a notes and quotes tearaway, and it's just little bits to jot down a page number or jot down a quote or something. Another one of those envelopes. I showed this in the other video. She's got two sisters and a cousin that she's very close with. They're about not quite 6 months apart. So older sister, middle sister, little sister, and best friend. I thought that was just perfect. And they go up north camping a lot. This could be them from the behind. Dictionary definition: sister, sister-in-law, sisterhood. They all have matching tattoos. Not necessarily matching. They're all connected. I didn't have any of those tattoos. That was the closest thing I could come to a tattoo. I just finished this, so some of the glue is still tacky and there's parts and pieces all over. I just finished this. I'm delivering it today, so I have to get this out. Washi tape, because the paper was torn. A couple magazine. Beautiful. I don't know what it is, but it's gorgeous. It might be lavender. I don't know. And in the back, more of that pretty stationery, but these are cards. A little tuck, an up tuck, her paw print. Love, Carrie, 2023. So that's the junk journal. I left the strings. She can trim them if she wants, or if she finds other little charms to put on, she can do that. Where, oh, where shall I put it, dear Liza? I also made her an altered book. A long time ago, I did a haul video with this, and I think I did a quick dip with this book too. It's got this beautiful Lily of the Valley embossed on it. Such a gorgeous book. It's called Sea Change, and it's teal foil. There you can see the color. It's just beautiful. I didn't want to cover this in any way. She likes simple, she likes clean, so I just left it. A whole bunch of tags are sticking out, only to delineate that there are pockets and journal cards in there. She can take them all out and glue them in if she wants. I didn't put toppers on them because they're coming out the side and I didn't want it to be too crazy. Gorgeous teal end papers. I didn't do anything with that. And then all through here are blue kits. It may just be one blue kit, maybe two. I will link them below. Gorgeous, gorgeous blue kits that are already distressed. I did very little distressing. All this is part of the kit, and I think that's wonderful. I left the title page just because it has gorgeous lilies, and I wanted to pay homage to the original book. And then each page is a little different. Some tucks are in here. I even did some sewing, got my sewing machine out. I did distress a few of these cards. Some fun tickets. These are part of the kit. So gorgeous. I don't know if I did a video showing their altered books, but hers was teaching and reading themed, and it had a lot of reading is magic stuff throughout. And so I used bits of that through these pieces in order to tie all of the projects together for her. These are original quotes from the book. And then it's pretty simple and plain throughout. This front, the first pocket is a top pocket. Again, I took some of the best pieces of the travel book out. I sewed a little booklet together primarily for this. It's the right colors and it's the Eiffel Tower, and I just thought it was beautiful. Again, to just simply delineate that this is a top pocket so she can discover that. Put the tab on so it's easy to get out. Another little tuck. This is my iced coffee paper. It's on my Etsy shop. I have iced coffee, pumpkin latte, peppermint love, dark forest coffee, and Irish coffee, and regular coffee. And they all have a lighter version, and later you'll see a darker coffee stained. I call it regular and decaf. All in each color has a light and a darker version. But it went beautifully with this kit. And again, I didn't have to distress a whole lot of things because I, of course, gave myself no time to do this. And these are all part of the kit. I put them on ivory cardstock. That's the same color, as close to the pages as I could get. I just happened to have that from a St. Vinny's haul, so I didn't specially buy ivory paper. I just can't say enough about these kits, how perfect they are. Kind of Frenchy feeling. And they have the little, except she missed one. Shouldn't have it on that one. Whoopsie. There's a darker coffee page. Again, that's iced coffee on my Etsy shop. Very muted. It has a subtle pattern in it, but it's so pretty. And every page in here is a pocket with something in it. Just journal space. Some of them I put little stamps on. Usually I take a punch like this. This is just it looks like a postage stamp. Really, it's got deckled edges and whatnot. And I punch here so that it's easier to open. But I'm hoping because there's stuff in it, hopefully she'll pull the things in and out and it will be easier to open. But I kind of wanted it to be secret hiding spots. There's stuff for her to discover throughout. It's just more reading is magic. This is one of my 3 or 4 in ones. Obviously, it's an altered book. She can decorate it junk journal style if she'd like. She can also decorate it with like a glue book if she wants. And it also has a traveler's notebook style insert. I cut out a lot of the center pages, tore out, and then again put this little bit of elastic in there. And so these pages can just come right out. And if she wants, these are sewn together with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. If she fills this up with notes and quotes from the reading she's doing, I'm thinking maybe it'll be a reader's journal. She can take notes about the books she's reading and have a list of things to be read. And I don't know what she'll use it for, but if this is filled up, she can just fold some copy paper in half or some pretty paper in half and refill it. So that's why it's saying it's a 3 or 4 in 1. An altered book. Yeah, look who's been at the Fun Spray Spa. An altered book that she can decorate junk journal style if she wants, or glue book style if she wants. And it has a traveler's notebook element to it. So on either side of the traveler's notebook are these mirror image pages. I just folded it down on an angle and made a tuck. And these are postcards from the kit. So pretty. I wanted one flower to be up and one writing to be up. So you get the point. They're all altered. Every page is a little different. A couple extra tucks. This is one of my favorite little things. On the digital kit, there's these little pieces of aged tape. Well, I took my own masking tape and I cut teeny tiny pieces and vintaged photo them a little bit and then put them on. So they're actually textured. And I just, you know, it's the little details that make these things so much fun. This back page had some pretty Lily of the Valley that I wanted to save. And it was kind of an oddball. It didn't end properly. And so I just folded it and made this little pocket. And I made this little guy from pieces of the kit. It's just a little concertina. I had this piece and this piece that I had left over. I took a third piece of that ivory cardstock. It's not as heavy as cardstock. And made a little accordion and then washi taped it together so that it would be a nice little concertina. And that just tucks right in there. Another little stamp. Love, Carrie. 2023. I have a few things left over for this altered book that I'm going to tuck in the pockets as well. Some extra tags, some more of these, some more definitions, simplicity, play, fun, dance, sing. She loves cats. Maybe they'll go in her glue book. Maybe they'll find their way in here. Maybe she'll post this on her mirror. I don't know. Venice, New York, Paris, and London. She's a bit of a fashionista. So these are all going to be tucked in pages in here before I present them. As I said, I had done a glue book for her in this theme. I have extra pieces. I have some things that I did not put in these books. What to wear, fall fashion list. Just little bits that would go good in a glue book. Looks. And I made a fun spray envelope. I'm just going to put it all in this envelope and tuck them in. I have this wonderful little magnetic poetry book. Little refrigerator. Isn't that so cute? Brand new. Magnets haven't even been torn apart. This is a magnet. You make poetry, and here's a whole bunch of information about it. I think she would like it, and she might use it for her kids. She's an elementary school teacher, so she might use it at school. She might not. I don't know. But that's going to be part of it as well. And then finally, collected sonnets of Edna St. Vincent Millay. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's very, very subtle. I put something called dragonfly wings, dragonfly glaze, holographic. I just barely touched it on there, and it gives it just a tiny bit of sparkle. I did not alter this book. This book is intact. It was pristine condition, but the cover was damaged. And so I altered just the cover for her. Lots of layer, paint scraping, stenciling, mark making, collaging, Stabilo, texture paste, gesso, all kinds of things, and a little bit more of that dragonfly. There you could see dragonfly glaze. Just because I think she will enjoy it. Edna St. Vincent Millay was a bit of a rebel and a genius, and I think she would appreciate that. She might not be into poetry, but I think she'll like this. It's a 1940s book, so nice, classic, beautiful book, other than the front cover was all tore up. So that's part of it. And it just so happened, I certainly did not plan this at all, but they are all exactly the same size. Well, almost exactly the same size. And I think that that's a beautiful collection that would be nice on her bookshelf, even if it's just a keepsake. Even if she doesn't use them, even if she just puts them on, they'll look good together on the bookshelf. So I did okay. That is it. That's all she's getting. That's all she's getting. I just wanted to say that those 3 projects took me about 3.5, 4 full days. And I'm not done. I have to put the extra bits in the altered book pocket and wrap them up. But of the 2 giant gallon-sized bags of stuff that I had for this project, I have just this little bit left over, some material. This piece of the scarf that you see underneath here. I did not use any of the pages. There's a lot of glue book pages. Some things I think were in here by mistake. I couldn't find a home for this. As beautiful as it is and as perfect of a color scheme, it just, there was no room for it. This, I have another project I'm going to keep for. Some of these things, like I said, I don't know why they're even in here. I did not use any of the vintage binding. I still have a whole bunch of these left over. And now I know that they work with ballpoint. Yay. Some scraps. Of course there's scraps. I only used one of these. Part of one of these. Because I used the bigger tearaways for that little notebook for notes and quotes, this is all the trimming that I have left. These would make good parts for collage. This is beautiful, but it had there's no place to put it. Some extra black pages. I don't know why I put so many black pages in her book. And some just little random bits that there wasn't quite room for. So I did pretty good with using up most of the stuff that I have. This is not a lot to be left over from as much as I started with. So I have to sort all this and put it away and move on to the next project, which I hope you'll tune in for. I'm going to go have a cup of coffee, and I'm going to wrap this all up in Christmas paper with a great big card that says, Merry Christmas 2020. Go live up your beastlies. Have a lovely, lovely crafty day. Stay cool if it's hot where you are. Stay warm if it's cold where you are. Mate at the lake. Out for now.